Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Blue Ridge Silverhound. And today, that's right, 2,000 wheat cents I picked up at the LCS over the weekend. And I wanted to talk real briefly because folks love going through wheat cent bags. If you're not doing coin roll hunting like, for modern pennies that you get at the bank, this would be definitely the next step up in your collecting or kind of like treasure hunt kind of activities. And wheat cent bags provide a whole bunch of opportunity. And I've gone through tens of thousands of these. This batch was double bagged. And there are a few things that I wanted to point out for you to consider when you're searching for things like this. Personally, I prefer, just to minimize the headaches of the whole shopping experience and trying to find quality material, because I know in time, especially in the last 5 years, an insane amount of wheat cents have been picked through and gone through. It doesn't matter if it's through your local coin shop, if it's sellers on eBay, if someone's trying to sell it on a Facebook group, what have you. Okay, so finding the most original kind of material is paramount in ensuring some sort of kind of, fun factor, because it's not any fun to just pick through this stuff and finding primarily 40s and 50s, all of the common stuff. So here's a few tips and a few hallmarks that I like to look for when it comes to picking up bulk wheat cents. Okay, first of all, it's not 2008. Do not spend anything over 4 cents a piece, especially if you're buying in bulk. So if it's, I would say if it's anywhere from like 180 to 190 and up for a 5,000 count bag, stay away. The market has adjusted. People aren't combing and searching through this as much, and investors are not picking up wheat cents right now because the market's so good. Economy's good, people working. So there's really no use in finding or trying to buy hordes of wheat cents. Okay, they'll buy silver or gold or platinum even if they wanted to get into some sort of investment vehicle. So I paid 3 cents a piece, which I felt like was very fair. If you were going to resell to a coin shop, expect to get 2 cents a piece for them. Doesn't matter what dates they are. There could be 1909s in here. They will give you 2 cents a piece because they'll look at it as a group bulk purchase, and they're not going to afford, to give you anything more than that unless you walk in with like, oh yeah, these are 1909 and 1919s. Earlier dates. So just looking through here, I mean, there's some nicer quality, kind of AU. That's a 49, by the way. A nice solid mix will also have some of these steel cents in there in varying grades. These by themselves sell for 10 cents a piece. Not saying you're going to get rich off of those specifically, but if you were to just kind of go through here, you got nicer quality wheats. Usually you'll grab a handful, look through them, and then see what kind of like dates are in there. If you find like a couple teens, 20s, 30s, you have a relatively good mix. Now, something to keep in mind with this, very rarely do you come across key dates. So your 31S's of the world, 14D, 1909S, 22 planes, 26S's are kind of tough to find in this. Those are things that are expected not to be found. However, these are a gold mine if they're like somewhat unsearched for repunchment marks and some of those minor double dies. You would be surprised how much of that material is in these lots. If you were to buy some of this, let's say online, like eBay, and you're kind of curious as to the seller, what kind of collector they are. One good thing to kind of keep in mind is when you find a batch of wheat cents, and usually it'll be in groups of 5,000, which is $50 face, what you'll want to do is check out their other auctions, because if they're selling this as a bulk group, you go on to their other auctions and they're selling like repunch, mint marks, and double dies of wheat cents, you'll want to stay away from that dealer. That's plain and simple. That's pretty no nonsense right there. But in any case, that's like a mighty fine, good tip to kind of keep in mind. Same way with the Facebook group. If you guys are kind of checking out, some bulk purchases of coin, okay, it's always good to know that you could go back into the archived history of the Facebook groups and to check out, number one, is that a reputable seller, that individual? And number two, what else have they sold? Have they sold individual double dies, BU reds? That's a nice one right there. So see, you have a nice little mix of, kind of like red browns, full brown mint state coins in here. It's outstanding for filling an album, if that's your thing. And you're going to get some really nice quality coins out of the mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the assortment. I'm going to kind of like do little mini videos between now and when it's all done to highlight a few significant finds, if there's any. And then I'll do a recap video at the end to give you kind of a breakdown of, okay, this is what I found for 43s, the steel cents. This is what I found for varieties, you name it. But anyways, that's kind of like a little advice video. Sorry, I'm kind of long-winded here because it's pretty, there's a lot going on here. I just want to make sure I get all the information out. But yeah, that's a few tips and tricks to finding and identifying quality wheat cent bulk buys. Simple as that. So, I appreciate your guys' time. Again, like and subscribe this video. Hit the bell for instant notifications at the bottom. And as always, I appreciate it. Love you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, I'll update you on this. Should be a lot of fun. All right, take care.